There is a secret agent whose job is to eliminate underworld mafias. They are so powerful that no government in the world can even touch them. But one day, by mistake, the son of the American president messes with this agent. After that, he goes on a rampage so brutal that he single-handedly wipes out the entire underworld, including America itself. This bald man is a one-man army. So what happened to him? Why did he become so violent? Let's quickly drop a like and begin this mad agent's gang-killing mission. The movie starts with a truck stopping in front of a huge office building. Our bald hero, Jason Statham, steps out of the vehicle. In this movie, his name is Clay. Clay picks up 2 petrol cans. Security guards stop him and start questioning. Calmly, Clay asks, "Is this the United Data Group call center?" Thinking he's just a normal guy, the guards tell him to leave. But Clay replies that he's going inside and will burn the entire office down. The guards laugh and warn him to get lost if he wants to stay alive. That's when Clay snaps. He punches one guard hard in the stomach, steals his gun, and smashes the other guard's face with the gun butt, breaking his teeth. Within seconds, both guards are knocked out. Clay walks straight into the office. At the reception desk, Clay orders the woman to evacuate the building. Frightened by his attitude, she alerts everyone. Upstairs, people are busy working on phone calls. Clay tells one man to hang up, but the man ignores him. Clay loses his temper and brutally beats the man with a telephone receiver, tearing him apart. Seeing this, the others start trembling in fear. As Clay begins pouring petrol, guards rush in to attack him. He kicks a chair and knocks one guard down. He grabs another guard, smashes his head on the table, and strangles him with a telephone wire. When another guard attacks, Clay punches a hard drive straight into his throat. One more comes at him, and Clay sends him flying with a single kick. This bald man is truly dangerous. Chaos spreads throughout the office. Clay gives the boss a final warning, plants a timed bomb, and walks out. A few seconds later, the entire building explodes and collapses. Now the question is, who is Clay, and why did he attack this office? To answer that, the story goes back 2 days earlier. Clay was a beekeeper, running a honey business. Wearing protective gear, he cleans a hive and collects some bees into a bag. On his way home, he meets Mary Parker, the owner of the land where he keeps the hives. She loves Clay like her own son and invites him for dinner. Later, we see Clay in his warehouse. He puts a gas rod inside a bag full of hornets. But Clay was not only an expert at killing hornets. He was also an expert at beating people, which you already saw at the beginning of the movie. More bone-breaking action scenes are waiting ahead. On the other side, we see Mary sitting at her home, working on her laptop. Suddenly, a notification sound pops up on the laptop. A warning message appears saying that a virus has entered her laptop's hard drive and she should immediately call the given number to delete the virus. Mary doesn't know anything about laptops. Panicking, she calls the number. That call directly reaches a scam office, the same one we saw at the beginning. All day long, they send fake messages to thousands of computers. Whenever someone falls into the trap and calls, they scam them and steal their money. The call is received by the scam team leader, Gray. Gray can now see Mary's entire computer screen. Mary asks him for help. Gray takes her to a website and makes her download a file. And just like that, all of Mary's bank account details are transferred to Gray's computer. He sees that Mary's account has nearly $2 million. Within moments, they empty her entire account. Mary was actually a school teacher. This account contained her lifetime savings and money meant for orphan charity. In a single moment, everything is gone. Now the scene shifts to Clay. Because Mary invited him for dinner, Clay comes to her house. But the house is dark today. Clay immediately understands that something is wrong. He takes a knife in his hand and slowly enters Mary's room. There, Clay freezes. Mary is lying dead on the bed. At that exact moment, a woman points a gun at Clay from behind. This woman is Jenny, Mary's daughter. She is an FBI officer. Jenny's eyes fall on her mother's dead body. Police arrive, and everyone assumes that Clay killed Mary. But the post-mortem report reveals that Mary shot herself. When Jenny checks her mother's laptop, she understands the entire truth. Jenny goes to Clay and tells him everything. Even being an FBI officer, she is unable to catch those hackers because they are very powerful. Hearing this, Clay loses his temper. Clay takes out a satellite phone from a beehive box and makes a call. The woman on the other side is shocked and says, "You are retired." Clay replies in a serious voice, "Beekeepers never retire." In reality, Clay was once a dangerous government secret agent. Each of them is a one-man army. Clay gets the hacker's location from the woman. And the level of destruction that followed is what we saw at the very beginning of the movie. Clay alone completely destroyed the entire office. But Gray was just a small pawn. The real mastermind behind this hacking empire is Hatcher. Gray calls Hatcher and informs him about the attack. Hearing this, Hatcher is shocked. One man wiped out his entire gang. Hatcher orders Gray to check everyone they scammed in the last few days. When Gray arrives at Mary's house with his men, he sees the beehive boxes and remembers Clay. They immediately open fire and destroy all the beehive boxes. At that exact moment, our hero Clay enters. Hearing the gunshots, Clay understands everything. He enters the warehouse and prepares his weapons. As soon as Gray and his men enter, Clay starts the real fight. Like a hunting tiger, Clay kills them one by one. He twists the first man's neck and kills him instantly. When another man attacks, Clay pulls out the gun barrel and pushes it straight into the man's throat. The entire warehouse turns into a field of dead bodies. Gray somehow manages to escape. Meanwhile, Jenny checks Clay's background and finds that all his information is fake. Gray reaches a bridge and calls Hatcher, explaining everything. At that moment, Clay arrives, ties Gray to a car, starts it. The car falls straight into the sea. And there, Gray meets his end. Clay picks up Gray's phone. On the other side is Hatcher, the mastermind of the scam operation. In a calm voice, Clay says, "Wait for me. I'm coming to finish you." Hatcher asks, "Who are you?" Clay replies, "I am the beekeeper." He hangs up the phone and drives off for the hunt. Hatcher, terrified, tells his right-hand man Jeremy about Clay. Jeremy is a former CIA officer. Hearing the name, Beekeeper, Jeremy starts shaking. He asks Hatcher if he only does data mining or something more. Because beekeepers never attack without a reason. Hatcher still lies and says he knows nothing. But Jeremy knows that once a beekeeper decides to kill someone, no one can save that target. Hatcher angrily asks, "Then why are you here?" "Save me." Jeremy replies that he left the CIA to look after Hatcher's mother Rachel's business, not to be involved in this mess. Jeremy then calls Hatcher's mother, Rachel. And here comes the big twist. Rachel is the President of the United States. Because she is the President, she kept Jeremy for her son's security. But Hatcher misused his mother's power to steal people's private data and run scams. Jeremy informs Rachel that a beekeeper is coming to finish Hatcher. Rachel offers Jeremy a huge deal to save her son. But Jeremy says he stayed only because he loved her. Having no other option, Jeremy calls CIA headquarters and speaks to Jessica. After hearing everything, Jessica says that beekeepers are extremely dangerous. Instead of trying to save Hatcher, she advises buying him a coffin. After much pleading, Jessica finally agrees. She says she will use iron to cut iron. To kill a beekeeper, she releases another beekeeper from their secret program, a psycho-type woman, and sends her after Clay. When Clay is leaving the city, he stops at a petrol pump. Suddenly, a car crashes into Clay's vehicle from behind with a powerful hit. A crazy female beekeeper steps out of the car, holding a gun, and walks toward Clay's vehicle, but Clay is not there. Just then, the police arrive. The woman starts firing wildly at the police cars. Suddenly, Clay jumps on her with a petrol pipe and stabs her in the stomach. The woman pulls out a knife and attacks Clay. But Clay knocks her down with a single kick. She is thrown away and pulls out her gun again. But by then, Clay has disappeared. Now the woman climbs onto her car and pulls out a huge machine gun, which fires about 100 bullets per second. She starts spraying bullets everywhere, destroying everything around. Meanwhile, Clay goes to his car and takes out the bottle of honey that he had made for Mary. Clay throws the bottle hard at the woman. The bottle breaks, and the woman is completely covered in honey. At that moment, Clay lights a lighter and throws it. The pure honey instantly catches fire, spot and is finished. Clay cuts off one of her fingers, packs it in plastic, and drives away. Behind him, the entire petrol pump explodes with a massive blast and is destroyed. Jessica gets the news that their beekeeper has been killed by Clay. She raises her hands and says the agency will not get involved anymore. She tells Jeremy to handle it now. Jeremy is terrified. To kill Clay, he hires a specially trained mercenary army. FBI agent Jenny investigates and realizes that a big agency is behind all this. Clay meets the FBI director and gives him all the information. He explains that all this violence is happening because of the president's son's crimes. Clay decides that he will destroy all of Hatcher's officers. Clay goes to a secret beekeeper base. Using the dead woman's fingerprint, he opens the gate and enters inside. From the system, he extracts the location of Hatcher's main headquarters, which is now in New York, from where $10 to $15 million are scammed every day. Clay decides that he will destroy this office. With heavy weapons and equipment, he heads toward the New York office. FBI teams and Hatcher's mercenary army are guarding the place. When Clay arrives, he tells the FBI team that anyone who values their life should leave immediately. Saying this, he attacks the FBI team and beats everyone unconscious within moments. Using one person as a shield, he enters the office. Inside, the goons start firing at Clay. Clay hides on the ceiling like Spider-Man. When two goons come searching, Clay drops a rope from above, hangs one of them, and pulls him up. He jumps on the other and knocks him down. Now the elevator chase begins. Clay climbs on top of the elevator. When the goons below look toward the elevator, Clay cuts the cable from above. The elevator crashes down, and the goons' bodies are torn apart from the middle and completely finished. Clay captures the office head and inserts a stapler pin into his head. Screaming in pain, the man reveals all of Hatcher's secret information. Clay learns that Hatcher is going to meet his mother. The place where Hatcher was staying had extremely high security. Even a fly couldn't get in. The head of the mercenary army was Bob, whose leg had once been cut off by a beekeeper. Greedy for money, he returned again. Clay enters through a manhole, moves through the drainage, hangs under a vehicle, and sneaks inside. When a guard notices him, Clay grabs him, chokes him to death, takes his clothes, and mixes in with their team. Inside, CIA Director Rachel learns the entire truth. After realizing her son's crimes, Rachel decides to resign. But by then, Clay has already started his action. When Bob tries to kill Clay, Clay presses a remote and causes a massive explosion. As Bob chases him, Clay stabs a knife straight into Bob's throat and kills him. Hatcher realizes there is no way left to escape. He shoots and kills the CIA head and takes his own mother hostage. At that exact moment, Clay fires a bullet in the blink of an eye. The bullet hits Hatcher straight in the head. Hatcher's skull explodes, and he is finished on the spot. Clay does nothing to Rachel because she was innocent. While leaving, Jenny points her gun at him but does not fire. She knows that whatever Clay did was for the good of the system. Clay puts on a scuba diving suit and jumps deep into the ocean. And this is how the madman's killing mission comes to an end. If you want to see the next killing mission of this madman, write next part in the comments.